Oh, hi. Welcome to Climbing Up the Evolutionary Ladder. It's Mark. It's my 11,672nd day of being alive. Today, the topic is motivation. The thing is, I think there's many components of success that are just obvious. Many components of success are really complex. But if we can nail down the things that are obvious, I think that you're surefire to live a much more happy, fulfilled, and successful life. And one of those things, of course, is motivation. It's obvious. If you want to reach your goals in life, you should be motivated to achieve those goals. So with a lack of motivation, it's much easier to drift, to go in and out, to do things that are a lot less important because you're simply not motivated enough. But before I get really into the meat and potatoes of what I'm about to talk about today, I just want you to be aware that you're always motivated to do something. You know, you might be motivated to sleep in. You might be more motivated to play games than to do your homework. You might be more motivated to hang out with friends rather than to sell to prospects. So you're always motivated to do something. It's just where you direct that focus, that spotlight of your motivation is going to determine the rest of your life. So to really get into motivation, the way I see it, there are three main components of motivation that you need to harness to really make sure you maximize your motivation. The first one is that you want to always be self-aware of your natural inborn skills, abilities, talents, and strengths. Because if you're not aware of what naturally makes you motivated, it's hard to get motivated for anything in particular just because it sounds like a good goal to you. So I really recommend taking one of those personality tests, or to Strengths Finder 2.0 is great as well. Any type of self-assessment or reflection you could do on yourself to make sure that you are motivated is going to really help understand what type of things you should be doing. Because you should only be doing what you love to begin with, ideally. So why force yourself into motivation when you could naturally have that motivation, when you just transfer that natural motivation into things that might give you good monetary gain or good happiness gain. Just be aware of what you naturally like to do and how that relates to your overall life success. Secondly, and the very key component of motivation is that sometimes things might not be as clear. What you could always do is just stay focused on it by surrounding yourself with your goal. You surround yourself with visions of your goal. You could incantate it. You could say affirmations, wherever you are, or you could go to, you could write down your goal as many times as you need, so it's always in your head, so you're just locked in and you don't feel that need to know what you're motivated for. Lastly, be aware of internal and external motivation. The most winningest basketball coach of all time, John Wooden, never talked to his team about winning. It was always about being the best version of yourself you could possibly can be. So that's internal motivation. External motivation is anything on the outside. It's anything from, the esteem of others, from getting a certain material possession, getting money, or maybe even traveling to another place in the world. All these things tend to disappoint because what you're left with after you obtain all these things, you're still left with yourself, and happiness and always will be an inside job. So you can't really get true happiness from the outside. You might have always dreamed of going to London, or you might have always dreamed of getting the Maserati car, but these things, they do give a temporary burst of happiness, but they don't last forever. So that's why I prefer internal motivation. I'm not saying it's bad to be externally motivated. I think it's a good way to get yourself going. It might also be good overall, but I think the most ideal form of motivation is internal. So that's something to be aware of. So there you have it. Those are three components of motivation and a brief overview of it. And I hope you use it in a very effective way to make your life a massive success. Thanks for listening.